I love it when she says that, to be fair. It always sounds so sexual.
Sexual.
So welcome back to the WPD podcast, episode
Brought to you
24.
from the 90s.
From the
Daddy by Sarah's hat.
And the 80s.
Yeah.
Welcome to the WPD podcast, where we have an array of hats going on today. Although, Romana, you haven't got your hat on today, so it's kind of...
I've got Chewie and R2-D2, though. You don't.
Yeah, that's true. It makes up for the lack of hat.
Yeah. Kelly just looks like she's a friggin' rock star with those guitars behind her.
She looks like she's a groupie from one of the 80s bands.
How amazing are they, though? I can't play guitar at all, but yeah, my son really can. So the red
I can play Smoke on the Water.
This one, my dad built. It's worth a lot of money, and then he built it and then gave it to my son as a present.
That's pretty cool.
That is sick. That is good.
I think I've chosen my routine music.
Oh, are you going to tell anyone? You're going to keep it a secret?
Dan knows.
Is it Katy Perry, Firework?
I Kissed a Girl. That'd be great.
I did legitimately contemplate, and I might still do it later down the line. I kind of... So at the Arnold, when Anne walked out, I think there was Anne and somebody, there was a couple of others as well, because they got it for their minute individual presentation. They played No Doubt, Just a Girl. And I was like, I really fancy doing that. Because it's like...
It's manic at one point, though, isn't it? It's a manic song.
Yeah, some of it. But you pick out the bass beat, which is still relatively... It's slower.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah, but it's... I just thought
nice, Kelly.
You're welcome.
It's ironic, isn't it? It's like none of us
fact you
on stage
hate
are girls.
Yeah.
We haven't been girls since we were like fucking 12. Wow.
Fuck's sake. Just do Single Ladies by Beyonce.
Not really my
That'd be
vibe.
good. Yeah, and your whole routine could just be like...
Yeah.
With your hand moving back and forth. Yeah.
See how shredded my hand is? Yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine just...
You could do double biceps with your hands going like...
Busting like a front lat spread, but with a...
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the worst choice of routine music? Like, what do you think really would just be like, oh...
Flintstones.
Imagine that.
Flintstones.
What is it?
Benny Hill?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Imagine coming
the
on
music
from
Emmerdale.
You'd be like, I'm from the UK, Ops.
EastEnders.
Like Barbie Girl would be a good one.
What?
I swear
Hiya, Barbie? Probably.
I swear someone's used that before.
Fucking hell.
To be fair, I actually used to like Aqua songs.
I think
they cheered me up.
I think I had the album.
Yeah, me too.
Or was it on cassette?
No, it was definitely
not
still on CD.
That old.
Yeah.
I did used to record the top 40 on cassette.
I love that. Classic. What, in like the VCR or actually like a cassette?
No, you'd
Like
have a
a
tape
tape.
player. You'd play the radio, play the top 40, and then you'd quickly press record when the song came on, and then stop it so that you had the top 40 on a tape, but without the talking.
Ah, I like that.
That's how we did it, Sarah, because we were skint back in the days.
And there was none of this like listen again shit. There was no
Spotify.
we had like a tape player when we wanted to like record shows and stuff. We'd put a blank tape in and
yeah.
Kelly, do you remember Napster or LimeWire?
Yeah. When you used to download like all kinds of
wasn't that like the torrents and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
BitTorrents.
Yeah.
I can even remember like renting videos and then you had to rewind it to take them back to the shop.
Yeah.
And then they'd kick off if you didn't rewind them and they'd stand there with this spool thing, like rewinding it, glaring at you. You missed out, Sar. Like 80s babies had the best time.
Those were a time to be alive, mate, when things were so much simpler.
Tamagotchis.
I had a Tamagotchi, to be fair. I did have a Tamagotchi.
I did actually see a meme the other day where somebody
Yeah.
said, like, you had Tamagotchis and now, you know, they got Fitbits. It was hard enough to keep a dinosaur alive. Now you expected to keep yourself alive with your steps and your water. And that's it's so true. You rely so much on smartwatches now.
Yeah. Well,
imagine if you had to count them individually.
Your steps.
Yourself.
When I was on prep, I did actually, you know, when I had few steps left when I was walking on the bed, I would count to see if I had 20 steps, I'd count to see if it would count to 20. And it doesn't always record them, you know.
No, I found that as well, actually, to be fair.
But then my Garmin, I remember hitting my step count, being driven through the New Forest in the back of an ambulance on blue lights, and my watch buzzed.
Your butt watch. Your butt watch.
My butt watched.
What did I just say?
The butt watch to rubber cum.
Tell me.
Butt watch in your fanny pack.
Tell me you're still stressed without telling me you're still stressed. I can't compose a sentence.
Although, even though you're stressed, you look very pretty, Romana.
It's because I have my false eyelashes.
Aw, I love it. So pretty.
And I don't have my glasses on and I wash my hair. And this is the only way I can get my hair to dry.
Your hair looks way longer at the moment. Have you got extensions in?
Yeah, I've had extensions ages.
You always have it, but it looks way longer than normal.
Just got extensions in.
I've had
longer
extensions for since the end of lockdown.
But you took them out for a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, possibly. Can't remember.
Maybe
it was after
prep.
After my show, yeah.
Yes.
And then I had these put in.
I know more than you.
I can't remember what we said at the beginning. I can't remember what I said at the beginning of a sentence by the time I've got to the end of it, let alone what I did this time last year.
Butt
watched. Staying on the topic of routines. So
yes,
have you ever had to do a routine, Kelly? You just do an eye walk, don't you?
Yeah, just oh God, can you imagine?
I would pay.
In Wales, we do a set of VODs, and I did they call
it. Is that
dance.
Morris dancing?
I did Dance Creadigol, which is creative dance, and I had to pretend that I'd lost my dog, and then I went looking for my dog. So yeah, I could do that as a routine.
Just recreate that Welsh dance.
Yeah,
I remember in dance I had to be a deer once.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Which is ironic because, like I said, I can't remember the end of the sentence, but I can remember what I did when I was 10.
No, you just do an eye walk, which is sort of a routine, isn't it? But not to music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
choose it.
That,
no.
Oh, if you had to pick a routine that you remember the most, whose routine would it be and why?
Obviously, Dana Lynn Bailey. 100%. Dirty Diana. Honestly, yes. I always remember that routine. But I'm a massive fan of hers. But I can remember watching that and being like, wow. But I stalked her to the point where I watched them. She won't listen to this, so it's fine. But you know, when they moved to Canada and they had these massive dogs, Bash Bros. I watched everything.
Yeah.
Every day, like a weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of I watched her Dirty Diana one, and then I watched her Rihanna Skin one with Kai Green. Because my first routine was Skin, and I tried to utilize some of the bits that she put into her routine because she's just a good mover on stage, isn't she? She just uses good songs and shit like that. So yeah. What about you, Ro? Out of your own, or is there any routines that
Sarah's?
Sarah.
Wait. Let's not talk about my routines up until this point. Let's
no. All right then.
Bearing in mind my PCA first timers, I didn't realise I needed to do a routine until I was backstage.
I wish there was evidence of this.
There is.
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't
it? There's no recording, but there is a photo of me.
I got so excited. There was
my hands in the air from the back. That was part of my routine.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that.
And then I actually tried to do a routine for the British finals, but then I switched over to Two Bros, and obviously Figure was an eye walk, so this will be the first WPD routine.
Oh, exciting!
Yeah.
Is the floor slippery?
No.
Like when you do, no.
Well, though it wasn't Slippery at Legions because Fitness were before us, so it was like slightly bouncy. It's just like a real nice soft carpet. It's nice on your feet.
I need to
I didn't know whether
it.
Fitness is at your show, Ro.
I don't know. I know Men's Physique is because that's how I've ended up doing Canada, was because of one of Dan's clients.
That's where Dana Lynn Bailey lives.
It is. Go and find her for us, please, Ro.
Please, can you be on our
track her down, drag her back to UK. Keep her in the
Why is your bag moving? No reason.
Yeah. There's nothing.
Wouldn't be able to carry her, to be fair. You and Dan just dragging her through the airport.
Just give it to Dan. Just chuck her over her shoulder. He'll be on the rebound, so
exactly. You'd be both very strong. But yeah, for me, I think it's definitely the Dana Lynn Bailey one. That's fucking unreal. So good. So good. Do you think with routines, like music wise, would you rather pick a song that's like super powerful and like something that the judges are going to remember, or just people in general are going to remember? Or would you rather pick like a slower song, which is a little bit more emotional? Like obviously either way, you want someone to remember what you're doing, but like, would you rather go down the emotional route or down the like super like, right, I'm here, like I'm super powerful, like this is who I am kind of thing?
I've not approached my routine from that perspective.
Yeah,
I've gone for a song. I've gone through songs that I know really well, so I know when the drop happens. I know when the beat changes. I know what the words are, and my thought process behind that is knowing the song then takes some of that pressure off, because I don't have to count when to do what, because I can link it to triggers in the song. And for me, it's got to be something that means something to me. I don't really care if it means anything to the judges, because we're not being judged on the routine.
Yeah,
I know it's part of it, but for me, that's how I've gone towards it, rather than like thinking
showboating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Perhaps it's just because it's your first routine, so you want something that's comfortable for you, and probably when you get into it, you'd think more differently, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still toying. I say I've chosen a song, and then I'll be like, actually, no, I might go back to that one. So it could change again. There's two. One's got lyrics, one hasn't. So the one without lyrics, I'm not sure whether that will be easier to do it, or harder, sorry, to do it to. Because like I said, with the
There's
words.
no cue.
Yeah.
Maybe. What about you, Kelly, if you had to do one?
Oh, I like a mixture of both. So like a gentle sort of intro, and then like a powerful,
beat you to it. I knew you were going to do that.
Fireworks.
Smoke.
There you go. I don't know. Katy Perry, Firework for Kelly.
Do you know? No, I tell it. Do you listen to Foo Fighters?
Yes.
Sort of.
Have you heard the song T-shirt off their album, their last album? It's something you need to listen to, because I was listening to it in the car, and it's really quiet song. So you turn it up, and then all of a sudden it like drops off beat, and it's really loud, because she's like you're in some sort of Dutch oven. Not a Dutch oven. That's when you fart and there's a blanket, isn't it? Isn't that a Dutch oven? When is it?
It is, yes.
Oh, not a Dutch oven.
Sounds like what's the equivalent of a Dutch oven when someone gets in the car but farts?
Hotbox. Like hotboxing, isn't it?
Yeah, hotboxing. But Dan keeps doing that. Instead of farting before, like when we're walking to the car,
because he's carrying it.
He's lifting his leg to get into the car. So his ass is pointing in the car. And then he'll get in the car, shut the door. And about 5 seconds later, it's like, oh,
everybody out.
It's like, did something crawl up your ass? Did something crawl up your ass and die overnight? Like, because what you're eating should not smell like that.
It's probably his, like, because obviously he's had a bit of a carb up past couple of days, isn't he? And he's probably like the influx of carbohydrates going through his stomach, and he hasn't had a big amount of carbs, and he's just like farting all the time. That's what happens to me when I have a refeed.
Yeah.
Horrendous. You're right, Kelly. We just spent about 2 minutes talking about farts.
How did we go from routine? Oh, it was Romana in it.
No, you said about hotboxing and Dutch ovens.
Yeah, I don't even know what I meant.
Should we do a little catch up where we're all up to with?
Let's do it.
Things?
I think. Do you want to start, Ro? Considering you're the one in prep.
Well, I'm not.
You're the skinny one.
I don't have a mean face currently, although I do feel. I'm getting a little bit. I still can't eat.
Still having a struggle, are you?
So yeah, I was off sick with my chest infection over the weekend, and then obviously like work stress has been up here, so I'm not in the position to be able to go back to work, and the appetite thing is a big barometer for that.
Yeah,
I literally until 5:30 I had 2 meals.
Oh wow.
Because it just wasn't. I went to have my breakfast, then I went to have a bagel and forgot.
Oh,
because that's what I mean. It's like the signs of my anxiety and stress are still there, like the forgetfulness, not being able to process things, and the food. Sleep is better than it was,
good.
but yeah. So I'm meant to be eating more. I am eating more because the volumes in my meals are more, but it's just like I sit and look at the food and I'm like,
no thanks.
Yeah.
It's probably because you're just not being well either.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm better than I was, like not coughing as much. But I think I'm checking in. Sorry?
Stop your vaping. That's what you need to do.
I like it though.
And start eating
I didn't vape.
It's probably suppressing your appetite, though.
But it's not, because I didn't vape all day yesterday and I still didn't want to eat. I mean, I was with my mum, but yeah. Even on the days like,
oh, that's why you didn't vape. I was like, why didn't you?
I mean, when I'm at work, obviously, I can't sit at my desk, and my appetite was still tanked then. It's just not in. It's a different type. It's not even not hungry. It's not interested, and for me, there's a difference. But we're going
super full.
Sorry,
are you still feeling like super full?
No, just not interested. Just don't want it.
No appetite.
And the thought of eating it
stress.
The thought of eating it makes me want to feel sick. That's the difference. It's not like off season. My eyeballs are floating on carbs. It's just not interested. But we're going to see Tom next Friday.
Nice.
And we'll see. I just want to go. I just want to be on prep now. And I think I need to remind him how many weeks out I'm going to be. Because,
how many weeks?
Well, how many weeks are we now? I think
11.
I think I'll be 10 on Sunday.
No.
And he's still going, like, oh, we'll give it another 2-3 weeks. I'm like, but that will take me down to 7 weeks. So
10 weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's gone quick. But
yeah. And I was 160 today, pounds.
What's that in kilos?
Stand by.
Please hold your horses.
At one point, I could only do stones.
72.5, because you're old.
What was your peak weight in off season?
84.
Fucking hell, Ro, that's come down.
It does.
That's mad.
Yeah, work stress has helped.
If I was 82 kilos, I would be huge.
Well, you are, Kelly, because you're basically women's physique. Oh, yeah.
But you're tall as well, so.
Oh, wow, that is beautiful. Look like a hot dog. Jesus Christ.
You look like a giant penis.
She does, to be fair, doesn't she?
Yeah.
How tall are you, Kelly?
Well, I was 5'7", but when they measured me, I was 5'6". So I think I lost an inch on prep.
You do kind of, because of
you genuinely, like, your feet shrink.
Everything shrinks. So you're
shrunk.
Your vertebrae.
Yeah, I've got really long legs though. Like my
inside leg. Why you're so good at wellness.
My inside leg is like 32 or 33.
Yeah.
But I'm not like super tall, but because if Danny drives my car, he's like 6 foot and he doesn't have to adjust the seat. Yeah.
I've got really long legs too.
But it's really hard to fill your legs out when they're long.
Yeah.
that's
like, true. When you look at
that's my excuse.
Yeah, but when you look at some of the wellness pros, some of them are really small, aren't they? And
that's actually a good talking point. Did you see she's called Dr. Sunny Andrews?
Yes.
Right.
I was today years old when I realized her sister is Marissa. I mean, Marissa Andrews. It gives it away.
Dickhead.
His sister was on stage with her in the Arnolds.
Was she?
This bit of hair is annoying me.
Oh, well. Did she beat her?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, because Sunny came dead last, didn't she? So what's your opinion on her then? So there's a lot of like sort of talk about the fact that she has huge implants in her
well, I don't know if it's an implant thing or if it's injectable, because that is her niche, isn't it? I think she has, what is it they call it? What is the fluid that they use?
You're not thinking of Syntho, are you?
No, is it like IAA or something? No, I can't remember. I'm not a massive fan of her shape personally.
It's just a side pose. It just looks like
it's just when she's walking on stage, like it just looks strange.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she's had to diet and everything and work as hard as we all have to get on stage, but it just, if she is using oil, then it's a little bit too obvious.
Dan reckoned there's implants there.
See, that's what I thought is the implant route that she's gone down.
And it's all very well putting MRI scans up on your Instagram page, but anyone with Photoshop can fuck around with the name on that. Yeah, I don't know. Dan was looking at her butt the other day and was like, it looks too shiny. It looks
it just looks
implants.
Yeah, it just looks too
really
perfect.
My tits do not look like her ass.
No, my tits do not look like her ass, but my tits are probably for like nearly as old as Sarah.
Oh.
I did not get breast implants at 16. I'm 10 years old. I did not get breast implants at 16.
Imagine. You'd be like the most popular girl at school. Well, my tits definitely don't look like her bum, so...
Yeah, because she's quite short.
Is she?
I think so.
I just wondered, because obviously, like, how you do, you scroll through the comments and see what people have said, and like she does get a lot of hate for it, but like I said, she's obviously still had to work really hard to get there. But I guess it's just a bit of it's one of those subjects, isn't it, where you're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of it in wellness, actually, a lot of these implants and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've got to control it, haven't they? There must be a limit as to how far you can really take the thing.
You can get like bicep implants, pec implants, ab implants, but you don't see
WPD
other bodybuilders.
Me next year.
You don't see other
on stage with all my implants
doing that and getting on stage.
No, I mean, yeah, you see the men with the synthol arms. It's like you just couldn't.
Did you ever see the video of the guy? I don't know who it was, but he was like
leaking.
He was going into his and he like you could see the synthol just leave his shoulder as he was posing. I remember watching that video. Mad. And he just
watched the same weird things.
This is why we get on so
well. I don't have time.
That and cat videos and animal videos.
Yeah.
Occasional Frenchie video. And apparently I've got an obsession with skiing videos at the moment.
Yeah, I noticed that. What's going on? I didn't even know you knew how to ski.
Yeah. I'm all right. I can get down a black run. Shitting myself.
Now.
But
that's impressive.
Yeah.
So could I on my ass, probably.
Sorry?
Me and Luke went for a walk at the Forest of Dean, and we went cycling, and we ended up on a black run for the like cyclists. I was there like, Leeds, this is the end of my career. This is it. It's over. I was like, how the fuck did we end up on a black run? Yeah. I was just like, oh.
How are things progressing with your off season?
With mine?
Yeah.
Me?
We were doing an update on what we were all doing.
Me?
And then we got...
I am the problem with me.
Yeah, it's not going too bad. Like, we've obviously had like the adductor issue and stuff like that, and we've just started we started implementing like compounds like a week or so ago, and they're going like steadily well. And now we're just implementing like single leg stuff just for stability reasons and things like that, because I still feel like I lack a little bit of stability in my hip since obviously the issue. So we're just trying to work around that and try and gain some strength back in things like that, because when it went, I lost a lot of like activation in my left glute.
Was it a tear?
I don't even know what it was, mate, to be honest. Like, it was done. I did it during a walking lunge, and I felt and heard a pop, and it was like a 8 out of 10 pop, but there was no bruising. There was no like actual look, like didn't look like it tore. It was really weird. So, you know, and I was able to like walk and stuff for a little bit, but it was just like lunges and squats I couldn't do. So yeah, and you know, it is what it is, and it's better now anyway. So I'm squatting and stuff again, but I'm doing like belt squats and stuff. So the load isn't on my back.
I love belt squats.
That's so much. I had to start doing when I did my adductor as well. They were a really good exercise to, because it's for some reason get me on the leg press and it was agony, but I could belt squat. Like, pretty heavy.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, I think it's just because of the position of the weight underneath you. Yeah.
It's like I could pendulum, but I couldn't hack.
That's hacks. I don't know. I don't get on with some hacks. Like, I haven't hack squatted in ages. So like, and pendulums, I'm because of that. Yeah, and but apart from that, things are on the upward train, and like everything else has gone really, really well. And just for the time being, like we're just kind of sitting around 80, and just, you know, if weight goes up, it goes up. But we're
marinating.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, this is the best composition I've had it at the weight I'm at. And, you know, if we push too much higher, then composition is just going to slip, and it's just going to make prep that bit harder. So yeah, we're just marinating where I am, to be honest. I actually posted or like had a look at my position last year when I started prep to this year, and like the difference is mad. Like it's you don't really see the difference or the differences in your physique until you compare the two photos. I'll put that on Instagram some other time, but yeah, it's really cool, actually. Really cool. We've had a really, like, even though there's been like loads of like niggles here and there, it's been a really good off season. I think we've, we've made the improvements that we needed to make. So, but cool. Yeah, off season is just off season, isn't it? People think a lot of magic happens in the off season, but it's just consistency and being boring.
Yeah.
And eating.
Yeah, and eating, sleeping. Yeah, so that's
it's also good. Lifing, isn't it? Like off seasons for life.
Yeah.
Apologizing to everyone you ignored during prep.
Yeah, exactly. Like this off season, I've made more of a conscious effort to spend time with people, because I was just too much of a hermit before, and like I didn't spend
too much of a hermit.
Yeah,
hermit, darling.
That's what I meant.
I've been a frog.
Basically the same thing, right?
I love you.
You could be a Kermit hiding under a lily pad if you like.
Yeah, I could go with that. Oh dear. Yeah.
I don't know where I found her either.
Yeah, nah.
In a Dutch oven.
Oh dear. But yeah, so I've just made a conscious effort to see people, be with my mates a bit more, and just before I go back into prep where I don't speak to anyone. So yeah, just, I think a lot, like how like rough prep was last year, I like distanced myself a lot from a lot of people that I cared about. And yes, like for me, if you get my weight, then and you stop me from getting to where I want to get to, then I will push you out the way. But like there are certain times where I did push people away, and I shouldn't have. So yeah, so I've made more of an effort to be with people in my off season this year, just because, like my dad's getting older, and obviously with his cancer, like it's just time to spend time with people that you just don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, that's been my goal, especially like when we made New Year's resolutions. It was like just time to spend, try and be with people a little bit more often, and then when prep comes around, I don't feel so guilty locking myself away and doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it, that balance?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my dad's almost, I think he's like 3 years off of 70, so it's kind of like, and with myeloma, like it's just something that he's got to live with, and you don't really know how long, as horrible as it sounds, like you've got to have the conversation. You just don't really know how long he's going to have left compared to a healthy individual, you know what I mean? So yeah.
It's similar like that with my dad's Parkinson's. I mean, that is progressive in a different way.
Yeah.
It's not as like, there wouldn't be such an acute flare up, but it's that slow, steady progression. I mean, he's having his hip done in a week.
Oh damn! What full replacement?
Yeah,
they're amazing though. Hip replacement.
Yeah, but it's like
the recovery's insane.
But he's got Parkinson's and the pacemaker.
And
he wants to go skiing again. Maybe that's where I got the skiing thing from. He wants to go skiing again. Maybe
let him go skiing.
Oh, he's a fucking good skier. He's a good skier. Like,
that's what I say. Fuck it, just do what makes you happy, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they went skiing and they landed like 2 days before we went into lockdown. And I think they might have gone skiing last year, actually. So he would have been 71 last year.
Oh, amazing.
What a legend. Yeah. Like you say, Kat, I think it's so many people are like umming and ahhing. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Do what you want to do what you love. Like Dad, a while ago, he had like a load of money coming or something or whatever from his like retirement fund or something. And he said, we can either go on holiday, have some really nice holidays, or I can buy the car that I've always wanted. And obviously, like, because he's on dialysis, traveling is just so hard because he's got to find a hospital and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, Dad, fuck it, just buy your car. Like, because he's always wanted Aston Martin, so he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it. And I was like, you know what, go for it. I mean, it's a little bit weird when he drives into the disabled with an Aston Martin, but get over it.
I was watching what was it we were watching? I think we were watching Generation Iron 3 again for like the 50 millionth time.
Yes.
And there's one of the disabled athletes they do a segment on, and he rocks up to the gym in a fucking Mustang.
Love it.
Sick. Absolutely sick. But yeah, what are you up to, Kelly?
Sitting here in my pajamas looking like I've been on a deload for the last week because I'm not used to working Monday to Friday, 9 till 5.
How's it going?
So I had an experience. So I've been back in the gym since Monday. I can't tell you the kind of mindset switch you have to have going to train at 6 o'clock in the night compared to like midday. I wanted to kill people. I didn't realize how many people were in the gym as members at that time, and they all seemed to descend at 6 p.m. But there is a but. My leg session was reduced by half an hour because I didn't bump into the people that I would normally see during the day who would talk to me.
Yeah, silver linings and all.
Yeah, so I genuinely was like, oh my God, like I did a full leg session in an hour and a half, which is good for me. Yeah. Because unloading and loading the leg presses and everything
takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're so massive. Oh, yes.
Were there many people sat doing one set in between being on their phone for 10 minutes?
No, they just had pump leggings and pump joggers.
I've got my pump leggings on.
Go there.
Tell us about
not bad for a WPD bodybuilder to get your leg up there.
Fucking flexible.
Hypermobility life, isn't it?
When I drink, apparently, I do that all the time.
I'm rotating.
See ya.
Pivot.
I had to do that today. I actually shouted pivot today.
But you have to have watched that episode, otherwise people just look at you oddly, I found.
Luckily, Dan is a bigger Friends fan than I am.
That's right then.
We moved. So we got our new sofa.
Yeah, have you finally got rid of the old one?
No, but I had a genius idea because I cleared out the garage on Sunday. So we moved the sofa into the garage.
That's a great idea. Fuck yeah.
Up here for thinking.
So you cleared the garage to fill the garage.
Well, no, now it's all neat.
Right.
And it means that whenever I've put it on, I've rejigged the Facebook Marketplace. Anyone that wants to buy a blue velvet sofa bed,
I can't do with Facebook Marketplace
with marginal Labrador and Frenchie stains, minus dog hair, if you've it, then it's on Facebook Marketplace. 150
Rubber cum stains.
No, like
I was literally about to say
that. I still can't believe you even said those words.
What?
Your rubber cum.
Rubber cum. Oh yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Like,
plus,
there is no way anything was taking place between me and Dan on that sofa bed, because he'd go fucking through it.
I was gonna say, God. He's a large man.
Yeah.
Plus, as well, don't you pose out in your garage?
We will do. We need to get some matting, because at the moment it's concrete.
So like when one person's doing their rounds, someone can sit down and breathe, and then you can swap round.
It's a big enough mirror. We could both do our rounds at the same time if we wanted to. But yeah, that's.
There's a mirror in your garage?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like probably. Hang on. Take me on a tip. Probably the length of the room. Probably longer.
Okay.
It's bigger than that mirror.
I've got the giggles.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm quite animated tonight, aren't I?
I like it. It's very nice.
Sitting in the desk in the office is a better place to do the podcast, because I sit on the sofa and I just do this.
Yeah, I agree. Oh well, I know I'm going to come for posing sessions then.
I'll just come and sit on the sofa.
Yeah. We could do. I don't know. Do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
So
but anyway, tell us about your the pump legging crew. What's going on?
No, I just
don't want to.
I think we need to do a Room 101 episode and do that.
Yeah, there was just these girls next to me. And she was like, "Oh, I'm going to do a couple of sets to pump my legs, and then I'll take my pump joggers off." And I was just like, "What are pump joggers?"
I've never even heard that term before.
It's not a term.
Could you describe said individual? Were they muscular? Or were they
like cardio bunny? Is that a good word?
Yeah, I would say so.
I get what you mean.
So it's just like sports bra with like really high shorts underneath joggers, and then the shorts, when she took the joggers off, they were not hot like
pants.
Yeah. I just don't know if I trust any part of my lower half with anything that I can't stand. I'd have to pull. I like to wear like cycle shorts, because otherwise I'm just pulling them down. I don't like shorts that roll up.
Yeah, I wear cycle shorts underneath my trousers because the chafing is just too much.
The chub rub.
Yeah.
I wear shorts underneath my joggers when we go to Pure Gym in the mornings and do steps and then posing, because
they are pump joggers now.
It's been fucking freezing.
PJs.
It wasn't a rock up
to
the
PJs
gym
to the gym
and walk on the treadmill. Technically, I do wear my PJs to the gym because joggers are interchangeable. Obviously,
these are.
Don't assume their gender.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Don't assume their gender or their role.
Well, technically, they are genderless because Dan and I share them.
Genderless PJs.
Same with these pajamas. My Dan and us, we both share these as well.
I would love to see a man in those.
I'd love to see your Dan in them, and then I'd love to see my Dan in them.
I would pay to see that.
Although I did get a photo with him last night in IKEA holding a very large bear.
Was it just a normal sized bear? Did it look like just a normal sized bear?
Probably.
Because how tall is Dan?
5'11".
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he's 6 foot, is he?
So yeah, just deload really, and then back into the gym and just readjust into very.
That's fucking cute, to be fair.
It's almost as big as him, look.
Oh my God.
So yeah, deload and then back into the gym and
just getting in. And I've had to kind of change up my diet plan to when I'm working days, because my schedule's so busy that I'm just having 2 meals between 9 till 5, like 2 bigger meals. What the hell is that? Do you know what? I wouldn't be able to sleep with that in the room.
Well, it's not, I don't sleep in the office.
Don't like things with faces. Like people, my auntie used to collect China dolls. I kid you not, used to scare the shit. You'd walk into the sitting room and they'd all sit there staring at you.
wait.
You haven't got a China doll.
No, but when I was out on the road, when I was out on the road working in Bournemouth on the ambulances, we went to little Doris. Her name wasn't Doris. Protected for her confidentiality. Obviously, I can't remember her name. Can't remember her name.
Other names are available.
Yep. So I went to Doris, and her husband, let's call him Derek, shows us to where Doris is. And Doris has fallen out of her single bed, and she's lying on the floor next to a single bed. So me and my mate, after knocking at the wrong door, because my mate was a retard and went to the wrong street, anyway, we've gone into Doris, dusted Doris off, picked her up, put her on the side of the bed. And at that point, I've turned round, and the whole of the wall of her bedroom is full of fucking China dolls. It was like, I really can't. I can't.
They look into your soul.
I had to leave the room.
Yeah, my auntie had about 30 of them. I kid you not. They look like little kids, little China kids on a shelf.
We put her back into bed, did her observations, and then I was like, should we go sit downstairs, let her sleep, and I'll take some details? It's like, fuck that. Am I sitting on the edge of her bed looking at these dolls while I do my paperwork?
Oh. What you're going to say, like, turn around and see Doris's dildo collection, just like...
I've had that as well.
Oh,
well, not quite.
You've had Doris's dildo collection.
Lesbian.
Sarah.
Yes.
Straight people use dildos too.
Look at me with my hat.
Sorry.
Could it be any more gay?
No. Yeah, it was like, I think it was my first day out on the road, like without a mentor. So it was just me and my other mate. So I was like 19. And we've rocked up to this woman who they'd been to a wedding the night before, done a shit ton of coke, and then gone home for a bit of hanky panky that had lasted until 8 o'clock in the morning, still doing coke. And like we've walked into, she's having like a fit, but she's conscious at the same time. It's like cocaine toxicity. And I'm looking around, and like my mate's nearly trodden on the fucking dildo. There's handcuffs, there's fucking butt plugs, all this sexual paraphernalia all over the bedroom floor, and this bird just like, oh, I can't stop. Wow. Like a dying fish.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a wild night. Fucking hell. So getting on well, Kelly, then?
Yeah.
Getting on well, yeah.
I love it.
So getting there. But yeah.
Good. And new job okay?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy but good.
Busy but good. So it's just readjusting meals, getting into routine. I mean, I've been in like work shifts forever, so
yeah.
It's just readjusting.
Do you do macros or a meal plan with Babs?
She gives me, so I know what my macros are.
Yeah.
And I have meal plans, but different options. So like I have like different meal options. Okay. I just stick to the meal plan. I mean, she breaks down each meal macros. So if I wanted to change things up, I can, but I don't tend to be honest, because I am so vanilla when it comes to food.
Fair enough.
Literally plain, boring. Chicken sausages, bagels, rice, almond milk, because I don't have eggs because I'm intolerant to like dairy, so don't eat fish. Don't really like beef. Like minced beef plays hell with my digestion.
Really?
It's all right in a burger, but if I eat like minced beef, really bad.
I find a lot of people like that. I can't eat beef after prep. That fucks me up. But in off season, I'm right.
And I think that's why I supplement a lot of B series, because I'm sort of vegan to an extent, because I obviously don't have the dairy. Yeah, well, I'm not having the dairy, I'm not having the milk, not having the eggs, so and I'm not like iron wise, meat wise, I don't eat much of it. So, yeah.
Makes sense. Right, moving on.
Let's move on.
So let's talk seminar then. So obviously,
it might not be obvious to people.
Yeah, that's true actually. Unless I didn't even know until you told me, Ro, to be fair, and you, Kelly. So I popped up a story on the WPD page on Instagram. Obviously, Kingdom Gym has had is it the gym that's had the fire?
No, it's next door.
Yeah, and
it's a council building, isn't it?
Talking to the owner, he was saying that the studio is fine, but the roof over the gym is structurally insecure. So the issue is they can't fix it until they go through insurance. And obviously that's a ball ache and takes time. So he was saying the studio would be available, but we wouldn't be able to utilize the gym. And I just think to not have that option limits the seminar, because we haven't quite formulated how the seminar is going to look. But if we wanted to do any elements of training, that option's out the window. Plus, people may want to attend the seminar, train before or after.
Yeah,
it kind of just clips our wings slightly.
Yeah, I think especially if you're traveling from afar, you always want to get a session in as well, don't you? So it kind of makes sense. It may even deter people, because if there's no gym to train at, then you might be like, oh, I'm not going to travel that way without training. Do you know what I mean? So especially if they're in prep. So yeah, so we kind of said, right, okay, we're not going to do it on the date that we've just we spoke about, because of that very reason.
I do want to say, shout out to Kylie she did offer their gym sanctuary, but it's like, it's Suffolk way. I'm not entirely sure. I know it's about half an hour, 40 minutes from Dan, and Dan is like, well, Dan's parents, and that's 6 hours on an average day, with the amount we have to stop the like pisses.
Yeah.
And just like, if we'd kept it on the 25th, like I'm due, if I'm back at work, I'm due back at work at 7 a.m. on the 26th.
Yeah.
And like logistically.
Themes.
Yeah. And then to do the seminar at her gym on a revised date, well, I'm getting deeper into prep. Dan's dieting.
Yeah.
6 hour drive, fuck that.
Yeah.
So come to Wales.
Thank you for that, Kylie, but
come to Wales.
Wales.
Wales. So we are in the process of waiting for my leave to be approved, basically, before we can confirm the dates.
Yeah, but it's looking to be May, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, like we said, I mean, there's a few shows. There's like the first time show on the 21st, which I told you guys about.
It starts ramping up though as the summer gets closer, doesn't it? That's the issue then for weekends.
Yeah, massively. But we'll work something out, and when we do, we'll obviously update everyone on what we're going to be doing. But in a way, me and Ro were saying it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, because then we had things in motion, but it just solidifies the fact that we had things in motion, which we have a little bit more time to get going. So yeah, obviously it's a shame, but
fire. There's
so many people called me out on that. I didn't even realize I said it. Hold fire, fuck's sake.
The pennies just dropped with that one.
Yeah, legit. Someone messaged the Instagram, was like, hold fire.
When we do have the date sorted, we will be putting up a link to Eventbrite to purchase tickets. We are going to have to put out some money to put on the seminar. So unfortunately, we're not in a position, and we also don't feel that our knowledge is like, it has value. So we aren't in a position to do the seminar for free, but it is going to be like, it's not going to be expensive. Like,
£50 a ticket.
Yeah, just £150,000 a ticket.
I've
got a Canada trip to fund. And Chicago. Fuck, I mean.
And
but yeah, it's going to be like what, tenner. We kind of haven't around that anyway.
Yeah, but there will be goodie bags. And
goodie. Ooh,
I get one.
Kelly will put fake nipples in each of them, or stick on nipples, so you know
you can lose them around your gym.
Play hide and go find nipple. You know?
Can I stick them to my forehead so I have horns?
Oh, that'd be good.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Oh dear. Okay, so that's seminar kind of update and all that good stuff. So we also wanted to talk about worst gym accidents. So what have we got, ladies? What's on the crack for worst gym accidents?
Where do I start?
Go on, Ray.
Right. So this is excluding CrossFit.
Okay. I'll exclude mine.
Yeah. I think the cherry is dropping 25 kilograms on my big toe 2 weeks out from my figure debut.
Oh,
I legit thought
I remember that.
Yeah, I legit thought I broke my foot.
Yeah, and I had to put heels on as well. That hurt like a bugger.
Yeah.
How did it slip out your hands?
I don't even know. I mean, the issue I have is my gammy, I can't feel it finger, which as an index finger is really inconvenient because you wouldn't believe how much you actually use your index finger for until you can't feel it.
Yeah. How come you can't feel your index finger?
You know about this. Severed a nerve, didn't I? That's how I got into bodybuilding.
Ah, yeah. Yes, I now know. Yeah.
Kelly, do you get?
I can imagine it. I can imagine it is a pain though. That looks really.
That Mork and Mindy.
Yes.
Nanu.
You guys are so strange.
We're just born in different decades. That's all.
I was like, do I want to pretend I don't actually know? Because I'm young.
Oh
dear. But did you drop the plate from height? Like
I was standing, and the 25 kg plates are about that big. So my arm length plus the plate to my foot.
Oh, that's fucking grim.
I remember I hugged the leg extensions, just like, and Dave, the gym owner, bless him, he was like, are you, oh, okay. Because I was literally just hugging it and rocking.
Oh,
and my mate Nat and Ed were in the gym at the time, and they were just like,
oh, Jesus.
That's the end of my session.
Yes. Yeah. Did you like on the It's Just Bodybuilding on Think Big, Ron was saying he's seen someone drop a plate on their toe and his toe just completely pop off. Like, not, I don't know whether it was just the joint, not the entire toe. He didn't really explain it very well, but like,
yeah, it could have dislocated.
Yeah, most likely. And he just, said the toe was just obliterated.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was a compound fracture, it would look like it was just floppy around.
Yeah. What about you, Kelly?
Broke my toes last year, didn't I?
Did the same thing.
3 of them. Lifting, basically, put your fucking weights away when you've used the leg press, because somebody left like 400k on there, and the leg press is bloody high. In the gym that I train in, the top where the top plates go, it's like eye level, that height. Yeah, generally
we put the 5s that high.
You're literally, yeah. So I was pulling it off from that height. And of course, like by the time I'd got to like my 20th plate, and they're metal, because it's like an old school bodybuilding gym, it's just metal with the rubber, and the rubber's just like obliterated. And it just dropped from my height onto my toes. And I had my Vibrams on, like the finger ones.
Yeah, I had
That's karma for wearing those bastard shoes.
But do you know what pissed me off even more was I wasn't actually going to use the leg press. I wanted all of the plates to put them onto the V press, the V squat, and I was just pulling them off and loading it. And then I did a set with my toe. I was in agony, but I don't know if it was adrenaline, but I did 3 sets on the V squat, got off the V squat, and then was like, yeah, my toe hits. I'm going to start doing upper. Then the shake started. I'm assuming it was adrenaline. And then I thought, I've got to get home. I have to get home. And I got home, took my shoe off, and it was massive. And then I had to go to A&E because my big toes broke.
Fuck, man.
Also, I had one of these like Japanese like shoes.
Yeah.
That's what they look like a...
Yeah. Like, when did this happen? I remember you wearing
last year.
I thought
it was prep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Wasn't quite 2 weeks out, but still.
After I've put in bars up onto the cables, they always swing, smacked myself in the face with them a few times.
I headbutt the things that you load. So in our gym, we've got a wall rack for metal plates, and then we've got a wall rack for like CrossFit bumper plates. And I use those bumpers for things like RDLs because they're just closer to the rack. And also I can't deal with the sound that the metal plates make against the bar when you put the bar down.
Oh, I love that sound.
It gives me shivers. It's like the same with fucking chains.
You would have hated what I did then. You know, you can have the wall racks for bars.
Yeah.
I was putting one... I was putting it back and it fell and literally just knocked like all 6 like 20 kilo barbells came off the wall. And luckily they didn't hit my feet because there's a little gap, isn't there, underneath the barbell that doesn't quite, like the middle of the barbell is enough room for your toes.
Yeah. I've headbutted.
Everyone come running in. What a noise. I'm genuinely lethal.
Headbutt at the wall mounts, headbutt the hammer strength single out or hammer strength flat pull down all the fucking time. Walk into the glute drive all the fucking time. I also, it's not an injury, but I did manage to cross train over my iPad last prep.
What in the fuck?
So my iPad, I had it on the cross trainer, and I did something. I wanted to see the time, so I've pulled it forward, and it's knocked it down, and I've cross trained over it. I found it in the garage actually. It's all like bent, and the screen's all smashed.
That is quite funny, to be fair.
Yeah.
What a tit.
I bet you haven't, Sarah, because you're just not clumsy.
No, well, I did one time when I used to deadlift back in the day. I used to train with like another powerlifter from SUPS, and we would like, he would jump in and put his weights on, and then we would take his weights off, and I'd do my set, and vice versa, whatever. And I remember taking my side of the plates off, and then I remember some real pretty girl like walking in, so he got like distracted from taking the plates off. Me thinking he had taken the plates off from his set. I went to deadlift, and obviously one side shut up and the other side didn't. And I was like, what in the fuck, bro? Like, you can't just like leave me here when you see a fit girl walk in. Like, so yeah, that was probably the most clumsy thing I've done, or well, he's done.
I'm pretty sure when we trained at Trojans together, you walked into shit.
Probably. It's
easy there though. Like yeah.
Yeah. Like you just exist and you walk into something.
Yeah, you're just around and you walk into something, or something just walks into you. Like
I was still it moved.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know whether you use the leg press at SUPS, Row, but instead of you putting a lever back for on the leg press where you have like a hold and you have to release it for it to come down, the one at SUPS is like the opposite way. So you think you need to push the lever back for the holder to come back, but you need to push it forward for it to go back, if that makes sense.
That's, yeah.
And I remember I was obviously at the end of the set, so I was like failing, went to go and rack it, but racked it wrong. And Connor was like, no, and just like held it. And I was like inches away from snapping my knees because it was just so backwards and so shit. But yeah, apart from that, all good. I was once doing close grip barbell press and I failed and smashed it into my forehead.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that was pretty grim.
I know a guy that did that.
Do you ever drop your phone on your face?
All the time.
Oh, it's the worst injury ever.
There's a dude at my gym who during lockdown was benching, I don't know what he was benching, but failed. And it landed him. Like, fucked his bottom teeth. I don't think he broke his jaw. But yeah, that's pretty nasty.
Have you seen the people that unload a bar one side and it flip off?
Yeah.
Seen that happen loads. So I used to train at a leisure centre who did like an under 16s hour after school. And I remember watching someone, and obviously like in leisure centres you got like
going for a wee.
Okay, more mirrors than you know what to do with. And I saw him unload the squat bar and it just smash into all the mirrors and be like, oh, fucking mad.
There's always cracks in mirrors in gyms.
Oh, always.
Because people they just like lean things against. Please don't lean the plates against the wall, and you can just see them all like against there.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? It is mad, but fuck knows. She's looking kind of cute.
Yeah, she likes to observe.
Don't all cats though. Cats love. I'm really broody for a kitten at the moment. It's really upsetting me.
Well, for anyone that's listening, in April is very much sort of kitten breeding month. So yes, adopt, don't shop, because they're out and about. So April, October time, there's always kittens being abandoned. And
do they? So with these kittens being, is there like RSPCA people, animal shelter people that go out and like look for these kittens, or
no, the public?
Well, yeah. I'm gonna go and find myself a kitten.
I could probably source you one. Somebody will knock my door this month. I know
everyone knows. Oh, Kelly will look after them.
Yeah, genuinely. That's how I've got.
Well, if you do, let me know.
Yeah. Turning up to the seminar, like, here it is.
Yeah, because I don't know, like people, like I guess if you've been self-employed listening on here or whatever, like since turning self-employed, it's become like really lonely. Like because obviously he goes to work and then I sort of stay at home and work and stuff like that. And it's just like I think I just need a companion when Leeds isn't here.
Yeah, you have to walk a dog. That's the only thing. It's a hard commitment with a dog, but cats, yeah. Oh yay! She's back with a hat.
Now all wearing hats.
It had to be the orange beanie.
Had to be.
That seems to be becoming slightly legendary as other people.
It is.
Oh my god! If you pulled your hair like that, you look like a little gnome.
Oh,
like
that's
a little beard.
Like the comparison I did with Dan the other day. You're like Daffy. Didn't he used to do that?
Nanae.
Nanae.
Oh my god.
What are they called? Dappy.
N-dubs.
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 Go. I'm pretty cool, don't you know? Going to watch a band tomorrow night.
Yeah, mate, I'm well jealous. The inner emo in me is screaming. I'm so jealous. So jealous.
So we did put question boxes up, but I don't think we got much uptake. Okay. But I did get one person's topics that caught my eye. Lucy Bikini Fitness asks, it was a two-part. Do you think there's a difference in mindset between categories, e.g. bikini versus WPD?
I think that may be slightly controversial, but women in bigger categories tend to do it more for themselves than being on social media and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about what other people think. I love women's physique. It's for me. That's where I'm going to stand. Yeah.
That's the one in the bucket hat.
Now, look, just because you're jealous that I can pull this off, it does make my face look fatter, though.
Damon.
But yeah, I think women's physique ladies are a little bit more like, I'm fucking badass. Like, whereas I think bikini girls, maybe they're younger because, I mean, I say that I'm 26 and I'm in women's physique, but like, do you know what I mean? I just think there's something more to women's physique than other categories.
I see Dan says the same thing. I think it depends on the person because knowing how Kelly approached prep, it was very similar mindset to how we approach prep. The same with how Kelly. Have you frozen or are you just sitting very still? Oh, you're not. You're not frozen. You've moved your eyes. I stole you.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Also, I've got a bikini client who her mindset is like fucking bang on.
Oh yeah, like I'm not. This is me completely being like I'm very much putting an umbrella over like bikini girls. And that. I'm not saying all bikini girls do it for the social validation, but like I'm saying that my experiences. I mean, I've got bikini competitors that are fucking bang on, like they're insane. But I'm just saying from like I don't know, from an outsider's perspective. But I'm going to be biased, and I'm open to being biased because I love women's physique.
Do you mean the whole like? Do you mean as in the persona rather than the actual mindset?
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. Yeah,
because I wouldn't say I am a particular sort of bikini wellness kind of. I'm not overly girly. Yes, when I go out, I dress up and stuff, but I'm not like I don't do nails, don't really do eyelashes, don't do a lot of makeup. Says me in pink right now, but I think I'm not. Yeah, I'm actually not.
Yeah, and like
I think the mindset is person dependent, and it happens to be that your body type fits. Maybe it's more. I don't know. I'm gonna throw something out. Kind of along those lines, but more about federation based than category based.
Yeah.
And maybe it's generally when I think of the sort of social media fame competitor, I think PCA, I think FitX. They're not taking from those federations whatsoever, but I think because they're less costly to enter, that then is more appealing to people who think, actually, I just want to give this a go, or I like the social attention or I like the attention that social media brings from being on a prep. I don't know if you're more NPC type federations, I feel like they attract more determined, I suppose, or consistent. That's probably a better word for it. And are doing it for the love of bodybuilding than the likes. I don't know. That's my sort of perspective on it. Because like,
do you think it's because you've got, I know you've got like PCA Pro, but do you think it's because that's to do with the pro card element?
Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah,
I think,
and the money.
Yeah,
I think the money plays a massive part. Do you remember the when we were summoned?
Price difference.
Yeah, no, when we were summoned last year, Sarah, and they were like, you
how
must,
could I forget?
Yeah, you must put your clients into two bro shows. And it's like, I don't even know how much two bros charge now. It was something like 175.
105 a category.
105. So it's actually less.
Since then, you know.
That was last summer.
Because when
and then that's obviously without your tan makeup.
I think
it was
the
100.
lockdown year I did it, it was something like 100 and I've got 175 in my head, but that could be confused.
That rings a bell, to be fair.
Yeah.
Is that, what was that, per category or just for the one?
That was per category, because I then had to, if I wanted to do WPD, I had to pay again. Luckily, it was the year they gave free entry to NHS staff. So
that's right then.
I was all good.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think just from experience, like when I've been backstage with certain people in certain categories, there just is a way different vibe with bikini girls. To like, I don't know whether it's just because they are younger and they have less experience in like the industry and stuff like that. Whereas like when you hang around with the women's physique girls, they're just there to have a good time. Like at Legions, it was literally just like a meet up, a greet, get on stage. Yes, you want to win, but if you don't, it's no biggie. Like, you know, it's just there's more of a camaraderie between the older women because they've been there, they've experienced it. Whereas I think with like younger like categories, I say that very like meh, but like, you know, I just think there's more like bitchiness, and that's what I've experienced in the past, is being backstage and just it's just a whole different vibe. And again, that's me.
Yeah, I had some that spoke to me and some that didn't, and I speak to everyone. you know, I'm like
I had that with Figure as well, though.
Yeah, you're just like hello, and literally looked at me up and down, and I was like, oh well, that's that.
Whatever.
And unfollowed them on social media.
Yeah,
like, this isn't.
I've also been to shows like, it's very stereotypical, isn't it, that the bikini girl sat in the corner crying because she didn't place where she wanted to. But I've also been to shows where Figure and Physique chicks have been sitting in the corner crying because they've not placed where they should place. And I suppose like, it's easy to be critical of that, but when you're in that moment of the emotion, that 20-week prep that you've just done that's then come to fourth place, which is effectively last, it is going to make you feel like shit.
Yeah, like, for sure. And like, I'm not saying
personally save the tears for when I'm sat in a closed room, dark room.
Oh, I loved it. I didn't care if I came last.
That's because you're fucking sassy cat. Little Miss Sassy Cat over there.
And like, this isn't me, like, this isn't any of us hating on bikini. It's just an open conversation, because there are some fucking insane bikini girls out there. But I do think that there is a difference in mindsets. I honestly do. I think as well, you've got to have the mindset to be able to push your body into a much different place than what other categories require. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not necessarily like we're not talking the amount of drugs that we use or whatever. That's not the point. But like, we're having to have the ability to push our bodies where women's bodies shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? And be happy with it.
But we wear it all the time. There's no hiding it. There's no like, a bikini competitor can go into a shop and buy anything they want off the rack.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that. I tried doing that. I had to find something to wear yesterday for my mum's 70th. I got stuck in a dress. I didn't tell you about that. I got stuck in a dress in the changing room. It was elasticated around the waist, so that bit was all fine. And then it had like a keyhole back, and it buttoned up the sort of the thorax part of the dress, buttoned up.
Yeah.
I put my arms in it, and I pulled up here, and then I'm like, my elbows are now in it, and I like couldn't reach.
Yeah.
I had to kind of
do that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't reach my shoulder to take it off my shoulder once I wiggled my way into it.
Yeah, and I think, as well, like we've also got to have, I mean, yes, it never gets any easier, but you get way more comments as well. Like a bikini girl, like, you could get away with just, looking like, you've got a good physique, good diet, good training. Like, so, but because we're so much bigger than a lot of people, you get a lot more comments and you've just got to be able to deal with those comments. And I don't think bikini really get that many.
Not in the same. I imagine that any comments and it could
they
be
look thin is what
maybe
my friends get told.
I
really
imagine
thin.
a lot of the comments are complimentary. I very much doubt that a bikini competitor gets mistaken for a tranny in fucking Tesco's.
Yeah, but I know Kerry gets a lot of comments when she's like deep in prep, doesn't she? Kerry's excellent, even though she's fucking awesome. What was the
second part of the question?
The second part was...
we're going to be heading into a 9-hour podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to do something with this hair.
I need to sleep. I wake up at 6. That's why I've actually got bags today. The bigger girls seem to last longer in the sport. It's more of a statement than a question.
Oh, you went froze then.
Uh-oh.
Ban! Get off the internet.
What was the question?
It was more of a statement.
Yeah.
And it was, the bigger girls seem to last longer in the sports. So I suppose it's because the amount of time and dedication that takes. Sorry?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's muscle maturity in the bigger categories, isn't it?
You work 100%. So hard for it. You're hardly going to do 2 shows and then fuck off.
Yeah.
And the length of time it takes to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you reckon the average like retirement age is for bigger women in the sport?
I don't know, because
I want to say like mid-40s.
I mean, that's
like 45.
Yeah, but then I was against women that were like in their early 60s, late 50s.
Really?
Hope.
Yeah. There's a woman who trains in my gym, looks absolutely incredible, and she's like 60 odd.
Yeah.
Well, when I turned pro, I said to myself that 42 was going to be my retirement age.
Not long.
And now I'm thinking that's only 5 years away. Fuck that.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose if I push till 50 and compete at 50, then that will align with Dan's retirement age, because he'll be fucking 39.
25.
25.
But then you can do Masters Olympia.
Yeah.
Soon.
I could do Masters now.
But I'd love to do the Yamamoto shows. You know, they do the ones out in Rome. They do the over 40, which I am this year 40.
Me? I'm
birthday
over 40.
Podcast.
That's
in
me.
Person birthday podcast. When is your birthday?
The 15th of June. I am
a
Gemini.
Come to Portugal for your birthday.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was looking at just like flights are super cheap. Like Amsterdam, 4 nights, 130 quid. Hotel, £1,000.
Joking that.
What?
It's like flights to
even
Canada.
Airbnb now, it's like...
Yeah. Really
Mind
expensive.
you, we've got our Canadian Airbnb. We've got for 8 nights, and it was 740 quid.
Yeah, I know.
What,
well, it's genuinely cheaper. That's why I always used to go on holiday long haul, because it's so much cheaper than European countries.
Yeah.
Is that between both of you, like in total?
Yeah.
What in the fuck? Yeah. Why is that so cheap?
Should we go,
let's go.
We'll go as well.
Like my Airbnb in Texas, we're having it for like Wednesday to Monday, just under 1,500.
No.
Yeah, mate.
I mean, this is a maisonette, so it's only the bedroom's like open plan into the living room kitchen, which is fine for us because we go to bed at the same time. But yeah, I'm also quite good at finding deals on Airbnb. It seems to be one of my special powers.
Yeah. But Texas Arlington is really fucking expensive for Airbnbs. You wouldn't get one for under 100. under 1,000 for whatever nights we're going.
I need to look at Chicago, to be honest. I need to work out what I need to say.
Stay in one of those motel sleazy places.
Yeah, my dad was like, "Why aren't you in a hotel?" And I was like, "Because I need a kitchen. I can't be fucked to be piss off."
Yeah, Airbnb's a game changer. Because I initially, Two Bros, I'd booked into their suggested hotel, and then like 10 days before the show, they just said, "Sorry, we've cancelled it," because they'd blanket booked it out to all the people coming off from the immigrants were staying there, I think, from Dover. Oh my god, what's going on there?
Right, I blew my nose, so I muted myself, so you didn't have
right. Oh, I am glad. Yeah, so I was like, oh my god. And so I had 10 days to like find an Airbnb, and the one we found was not great, and they allowed smoking in there and didn't know until I got there.
Oh, you told me about this. I think you even told me about this.
So we should have stayed 2 nights, one night, and I drove home, but I did do the same in Bournemouth. I'm not good at staying away from home and the cats.
I can't leave.
Yeah.
It depends how settled I am. Yeah. Like I can do it. Yeah, but I have to have all my things. And I couldn't do it.
Same.
I couldn't like I could stay an extra night with Dan, but if I was with a friend or my mum, then no, I would come home.
Yeah. But yeah, to answer the statement, I think it's just purely because been in the sport way longer. In the sport way longer. And Kelly, didn't you have
get more food?
Yeah, and more food.
So it's easier.
Kelly doesn't have a question as in I'm not asking the question. That's why you have less questions, because I'm not there to ask a million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
My personal favourite is if you could have anything instead of nipples, what would it be? But it can't be a fried egg. And I asked Dan, and the first thing is fried egg.
Yeah, classic.
What was yours? Minstrel?
I think it was, yeah.
What was your biggest motivation, especially on tough days?
The competitor that could possibly beat me. That's my motivation.
Do you think about when you came like second? Is that what goes through your head?
All the time.
Like, yeah.
All the time. Like
you've got that mentality that it's not that you came second in 50 people, it's the fact that you didn't win. Yeah, exactly. And like I think now when I struggle in the gym or when I'm coming to the end of a set, I'm like, person who beats you doing more now. Like, and the tough days, I'm like, you know, she's even
doing more.
Probably in a different time zone, sleeping.
Yeah. She's sleeping harder. No, like I think about it all the time. It's, you know, and on tough days, like I just think, right, I want to go to the Olympia. This is what's needed. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, that's my main driving factor is the people that could possibly beat me. So I'm not having that. Not ever again. Never.
I think I have
Skosen.
Skosen.
It was a silent T.
Skosen, love it.
I think for the majority of it, it's. I'm just gonna wait.
What is wrong with what are
you okay? Smoke and the friggin' Chewbacca just went massive on my screen and literally scared the shit out of me.
Poor Chewie.
You know, like when you talk and the screen goes big. I thought Dan had walked in.
He's not that hairy.
No. Sorry, Ro, carry on. Sorry, Ro, continue.
I've never had to shave a boyfriend's ass crack before.
Oh, now you have.
Oh. And he got me to his hamstrings the other day. That wasn't at all nerve-wracking because they're all like.
What compared to right in there?
Hmm?
Oh God, I'm traumatized.
Yeah. Should we go back to the question?
Yeah, so that's your motivation.
Dan's ass crack. No, I think for me, it's a lot of it is if I don't do it, I find it incredibly unsettling and overwhelming. It's just, it's that ingrained in my routine that I don't need the motivation. It's just what I do. But I think when I subconsciously, I think having Carly in the same gym is a big motivating factor. She beat me in 2019. She not being me again. Soz Carly.
Yeah. Oh.
No, it's, you know, we're like, we chat a lot, and obviously she's been on here, but it is, since she's turned pro, that's obviously the constant, I've got the constant reminder of my competition in the gym whenever she's in and I'm in at the same time. And it's, you know, it's all very friendly and everything, but that is a bit of a motivating factor to me. Yeah. Especially she seems to have all the fucking energy all the fucking time. I want like, what she's on.
Yeah, it's just healthy competition, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good. It is good. But yeah. What about you, Kelly? When you get on stage, what's your driving factor?
Sassy cat.
So my motivation is definitely by the bad things that have happened in my life. So I don't ever. No, like for me, no, that's what I mean. So that's why I try and be positive, and that's why I try my hardest to motivate myself to get out of the lowest that I've ever been, because I know what that feels like. Yeah. So my motivation is to always get as far away from that feeling as I possibly can, because once you've been there, you never want to go back there. So if I feel my mood going, I'm like, right, Cal, this is what, and if it means I need to listen to music and jump around my kitchen, I'll do that. And that's what motivates me, is genuinely myself.
The videos. We've all seen the videos.
Yeah, but I self-motivate myself in that way. I tell myself, do you want to go through that same shit, or do you just want to get your ass out the door, go to the gym and feel shit tons better when you walk back out the gym and go, I'm knackered, I'm hanging out my ass, but I just did a leg session.
Yeah. I must admit, today was my first day back after a week's deload. And obviously with this underlying anxiety just being a bit of a head fuck, I do feel less anxious from having trained today, which is nice.
Yeah.
Be your own motivation.
What did you say, Sarah?
Makes a massive difference.
But just think, Sarah, whoever came third is thinking, that bitch who came second.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a dominoes effect.
Yeah, I know, like, you don't see that, but like, you should be so proud of yourself. Yep. Like, it's a massive, massive achievement. And I know you're hard on yourself about it, but so many people admire you, and you're so fucking inspirational. For like, no, genuinely, I want to thank my mum. No, but genuinely, like, you both are. It was International Women's Day yesterday, and
did you like my photo?
I love that post. Thanks, Ro. Cutie.
And you are both genuinely like massive inspirations to me. So it's not, the question was, what's your motivation? But you guys are my inspiration.
Oh, Kelly. Like,
thanks, genuinely.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Just surrounding yourself with amazing women that bring so much good things into your life, that help lift your mood, that you can rant to, that you can laugh with, that you can cry with. I think everybody's got a little circle that they rely on, and that's your motivation, your inspiration. That's what gets you through the days, the little messages you can send people.
And sometimes it's just screaming cunt down the phone to a voice message.
I have done that to you.
Yep.
And I think you did it. I think you did it back, and I pressed play in B&M.
Cunt! I say cunt quite a lot tonight, aren't I?
Yeah.
Love it. If you don't like the C-bomb peeps.
So yeah, that is it. So happy International Women's Day yesterday to all of you wonderful women out there.
Yeah. Happy Vagina Day.
Isn't she? That's why we've got her on.
Yeah, exactly. She reins us in, you know, Ro.
I don't think she does that.
I am the well-behaved one. I think it is important.
That's my role.
It is important not to be hard on yourself, and it is important to take a step back and just, what would Kelly say? But no, you should genuinely be proud of you and not be hard on yourself.
Yeah, no, thanks, Kelly. Like, I don't know. It's like I've said on like loads of podcasts and stuff like that. Like it does still eat me up, and it did eat me up massively after. But you know, like, I do try and think in the grand scheme of things, and like, you know, it was a pro debut, and there was 21 other women, and 2 of them were Olympians, and I still beat them. So it's kind of like,
yeah, you did.
Yeah. So I really struggle with how you can beat yourself up over coming second. I really struggle.
I know. I do actually get it. See how you can. I get it. Yeah.
I do. I get it. But at the same time, like, to not have a level of elation for coming second.
Yeah.
I see
yourself. I think it's where you. I think maybe it just might have been where you're at mentally.
I think what it was what. Yeah, I think because the prep was so shit, and I think as well when I was backstage, everyone already had me in first, so I was like, oh fuck, like I didn't even expect to be top 10, let alone gunning for first. And because I was starting to be so sure of myself that I was first, to become, because I knew like because the things that people were saying from looking at the screen and being in the audience, especially being left center stage as well, I thought, fucking hell, like I actually might be going to the Olympia. And I sort of had that in the back of my mind when I kind of went into it. And then, second place, Sarah Bradley, like, it's just
Is it like when like in school when you were waiting to be picked?
Yeah, and it was
you're just waiting for your name to be called.
Yeah, and like I came off stage and I even said to Leeds, I was like, why in the fuck do I feel this depressed? Do you know what I mean? Like, and there were other things that really upset me on the day, and I won't go into them on here because they're not for the podcast, but like, and it was a mix of what happened during prep, what happened on the day, because there are a couple of people that I wanted to be there and supporting me and watching me on the live stream that weren't, and I needed them to watch and they didn't. And it was things like that upset me as well. I think if I had a smooth prep and I had the people that I wanted watching me on the live stream, it would have been fine. And I probably wouldn't have had the outcome in my head that I did, because that really affected me for like weeks on end. Like I was, I had like some psychology stuff and some stuff like that, and it really did affect me. But this year is going to be way different. We're in a way different position.
Yeah, you've got us.
So exactly, and I got my gals, So
both of you prepping me with my fatness, just watching you go.
You'll be carrying the podcast before the end,
Oh God!
You're like, what we'll talk about today, ladies? Yeah,
it'll be Kelly and Chewy.
To be like two skinny faces, and me like that, like face this big.
Oh dear! But did we have any other questions? Was that it?
I think timing wise, I think that is it.
We need to move our butts.
Yeah, because our last one was over 2 hours.
Probably an hour and a half.
Yeah,
love it.
It's a catch up. And
it is a bit of a catch up, isn't it?
That's what it is. It's just an honest to God chat.
I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of positive feedback about our chitter chatter. It seems like it.
Indeed, I do as well, to be fair. I do as well. And on the YouTube, to be fair, the comments are quite good.
I've never looked. I need to look.
On the tube.
Yeah, on the tube of views.
Cool. Well,
thank you very much for listening and watching. You should watch again because all of the beautifulness that's going on here.
Yeah, exactly.
All of the hats.
Yeah, we're wearing hats now. We're taking her hat off. Chewy's got it. Right. Chewy, that was fair actually. But as usual, like, share, subscribe, and
ring that bell.
Yes, nailed it, go. Woo! And obviously, thank you. Let us know if you want to hear anything else. And have a great day, have a great evening, and catch you later.
Toodles.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.